everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of Adventure SMP. I know in the intro that I do in episode with my players says episode 26. This is episode 25. We had a little change in plans. Things happened earlier than they should have, so we had a little mix-up on a handful of the episodes, which is perfectly fine. But it means that this is episode 25, not 26. Also, it's a day late, because I could have sworn today was Monday when I woke up. I woke up and I went, it's Monday. I can't forget to do podcast tonight. And then I was driving in the car on the way to my day job and went, oh no, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So I'm so sorry about that. It just kind of happens sometimes. Anyway, enjoy the episode. And welcome to episode 26 of Adventure SMP. My name is Tay, also known as Seashell Vitz. I use they, he pronouns, and today I am with my players.
What's up? It's me, Eric Good, also known as Hey Good. That's not first name Good, last name. It's Hey Good, one word, but now I'm just telling you how to spell my internet thing, which is tacky. So, I'm Eric. I'll be playing what a ridiculous. Welcome back, everybody. The convergence was great. I'll be playing Peebus, who is a level 3 now, human bard. My pronouns are he, hims, as are Peebus's.
Hi, I'm Jamie, our other regular player. We have, of course, a special guest today, as always. I will be playing Business Ray. I use they, them pronouns. Business Ray uses any pronouns. She is a great old one warlock now that we are level 3. Is a great old one warlock with a tome pack. And now, as always, introducing our new special guest, Petal.
Hey.
Hi, my name's Petal. I am new. I am playing Groki, the Plasmoid Paladin flavored as a slime hybrid. Oath of Devotion Paladin, level 3. Fun fact, as of this recording, I have now begun learning how to play Minecraft. I have barely done anything. I keep dying and losing all my stuff, but I finally made a bed and created a base, and so I'm very proud of myself.
I'm so proud of you.
Also, as of this base recording, I have base genre knowledge, as I started playing Valheim with my buddies, which is best described as Viking Minecraft. Yeah. So it's not quite as malleable, but
fair enough.
I do a lot of building and a lot of farming.
Base genre knowledge. That's what you said. Base genre knowledge, is that genre the phrase knowledge? You used?
Yeah,
that's brilliant. I've never heard that phrase. Yeah, I've never seen it, but like I watch a lot of whatever. So yeah, I have base genre knowledge. That's such a useful term.
Well, no, I've now played one. Like I had watched them before, but now I've played it, so I have hand-on knowledge of the genre, which I didn't have before, and it just didn't make any sense.
That's such a useful term.
All right, let's get straight into it. So last time, you guys dealt with some pillagers. Was that last time or the episode before? I don't remember. Close enough.
I believe that was last time, yes.
No, that was last time because we dealt with them and then we ended up at the place with the people with the stuff.
Yep, that's the place.
Yeah. Peebus brought y'all to his village where he excitedly reunited with his friends, and they were like, where were you? You were gone for, what was it, 3 years? I think I put 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, one of the two. It's been a few years.
Hold on, let me look through the extensive notes that you've written for this, which really consistently impress me.
It's 7 pages.
My gosh, it is.
It's, I'm kind of proud of it. There are, like, 2 of those pages are just photos, but still,
a lot of pages.
I don't think I put how many years because Peebus wouldn't have known how many years.
Yeah, plus it's Minecraft year, so like it may well have been, what is it?
3 whole seconds.
3 whole seconds, yeah, right.
Computer time, right?
But
it's also Inception rules too. He's
been gone a few years, and they,
oh goodness, I can't say names today. Lexi and Hallie. I tried to just combine their names. The two head guards.
Lally.
No, I hated that actually.
Hexy. No.
Ship name.
Either way, the two of them decided they were going to hold a little town hall meeting, get you caught up, introduce you to everyone, and then you guys could go from there. So you guys were entering town hall as we ended last episode. Because for some reason, I love having you guys be outside of town hall at the end of episodes.
Yeah. And, all right, team. This is Eric talking, just to be very clear.
We're totally going to get kicked out.
Yeah. Let's just try to beat our records, like 15 minutes? We can do this. And then by that, I mean last longer than 15 minutes. But no, these are Peebus's peeps. I feel like we're good.
We're good. We have cute little animals with us now. People love cute little animals.
They do. Oh, man, I do. I also, quick aside, but I'm also just curious to the internet and the listeners. Does anybody else wake up and their pet is in bed with them and they're like, I could just cancel everything for the rest of my life and just lie here with this animal? I could do that. Let's do that. I have that thought every single day of my life.
I may or may not have called in work once or twice over the years.
That's hilarious.
It's a mental health day.
No,
yeah,
that's
sometimes.
fair. That's fair.
Gotta release that oxytocin. Pet a dog. Pet a cat.
But anyway, refocusing.
Rails. We need to build a trade, so we have rails.
Absolutely.
They're all right. There are rails. You guys just go, oh, look at those. Let's run the other way.
Right. There's rails, but also a half put together kind of trail that looks kind of sketchy.
I think there's something shiny down there. We should
exactly.
And now we're on another trail.
Entering town hall.
We just tangent on talking about not tangenting. We're so good at this.
Thanks,
all right, let's let Tay describe what. Yeah.
Town hall.
Thanks,
yeah. So you guys are in this massive cave, and you went around a corner to see this building that is almost to the roof. You can see there's enough room, and there is moss or something growing on top of the roof. Peebus knows that up there is the library. It's the more private library. It has fables and legends and tales of the people that used to live here. But as you enter inside, there's a set of double doors, giant double doors that swing wide open. And you have a little staircase that heads down. Straight ahead is a reception desk with two wings off to the sides. And it's just this massive entering room. It is very similar to the town hall in the main hub.
Interesting. Is there anybody at the desks? I assume there's a reception desk. There's so many people
everywhere, actually. And
it's crowded. Okay.
Yeah, not crowded, but there's a lot of people.
Would Peebus...
Peebus knows all of them.
Peebus knows all of them, okay.
If you don't want to use a name that is on the list I gave you, you can just give a name, and that's fine.
And that person... I can just spawn people into existence? This is incredible. Well, geez, I guess, and so we're all together and we all just walk through these doors, right?
Yep.
Great. Well, in that case, what I'm picturing, I don't mean to DM tell me if this isn't the case, but what I'm picturing is Peebus is sort of in the middle. We got Grox and we got Ray on either side with their respective familiars next to them, in this cool wing formation. And I walk in and I go, Peebus in the house!
That sounds wonderful. You pretty much everybody stops what they're doing and turns to you. And just behind you, you hear a groan, and you hear Hallie just go, This isn't how we were gonna let everyone know you were back.
Also, I want to be clear. I want to just paint a little picture here. Peebus has both of his arms up. And have you guys ever seen a picture of an eel how they always have their mouth like a little open and their eyes wide open, like they're waiting for somebody to like laugh at a joke that they just told the punchline to. Look it up. That's exactly the image I'm trying to paint here. That's his face as he stares at the entire room that he is just disappointed. Peebus says, I'm sorry. I'm really excited to be back. Hey, how's it going? Oh my gosh. There's so many people here. You called the entire town just for me?
Peebus, roll me a perception or insight, your choice.
I feel like I'm going to do whichever one I'm worse in. Because I'm excited. I'm thrilled and my ego is inflating. So, like, I'm likely to miss stuff. This is going to be a nice, good old 3 from Peebs.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, it looks like the entire town's here for sure. It's definitely everyone.
Okay. Well, in that case, I just start going around and I'm like, Lexi, Hallie, good to see you, Jaden, Jess, Hip, and Pip, Flower, good to see you. And I just kind of like flurry around, like to quote Larry David, a whirlwind of smarm, just like saying hello to everybody again, assuming like that me being gone was like the only thing on anybody's mind the entire time.
You get actually like a few reactions of like, oh my God, wait, you're back? What? Like some people are like actually like, oh my God, it's Peebus, he's back. And then other people are like just more shocked, but not that like it's like the shocked of like, oh, you're back. Not that it was anything, like not that it wasn't important, but not that it was the most important thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
But some people do have that reaction you're expecting, and some people are just like, oh, you're back. I thought you were dead.
Gotcha. So it's sort of like just hit and miss. Then I guess as that happens, Peebus like, keeps going, like saying hi to people, but like slowly starts to like lose steam and like sober up from like, his delusions of grandeur or something. And like just sort of looks to Lexi and Hallie and like eventually sort of goes like, like, all right, what are we doing? Oh, excuse me. This is Grokey. This is Ray.
Hello.
And I gesture to my comrades.
Yeah, Grokey like waves and is like, hello. And then I think like while you're doing all of your greeting, Athenia just kind of like runs and like licks everybody while you're greeting them.
Wonderful.
Nice.
A couple people look shocked actually, and just kind of look at Peebus and go, you're friends with players? How did you meet players? I thought there were no more players here. And that's kind of like being whispered about. None of it is being said directly to Peebus, but there's enough commotion and stuff that like Peebus definitely hears.
So Peebus like hears like literal, not just that they are muttering, but like he hears some of what they're saying.
Yeah, he hears some of what they're saying.
And I guess Peebus like still like, so his momentum from like saying hi to everybody is like gone, but he's sort of, his face hasn't like realized that yet, so he's still looking like partially excited and stuff, just and he sort of squints his eyes and like looks around the room at each of the conversations happening, and like tunes in just a little bit to each one, and he keeps hearing words like players. He's friends with players. I was like, wow, are those players? And Peebus's eyes sort of go back from like a listening to like a thinking face, and then he just not quite all the way turns his head to either side to look at Grokey and Ray, but just sort of like cocks his head to one side and like looks Ray like up and down for a second, and then looks Grokey up and down for a second, and then looks back to the group, and just sort of waits for the commotion to die down to just move on, just to try to see what they're supposed to be doing here. He assumes the entire meeting is about him, and he's sort of just realized that it's not. And so he's like, oh, okay, what are we doing?
I would like to pull out the book.
All right.
Yes!
What would you like to do with the book?
Ray has just heard a term and is confused. So Ray pulls out the book and the pen, and I imagine Little Business Bob has a miniature little book and pen and stands up on the two little legs and does the book stuff with Business Ray.
Adorable.
And Business Ray would like to write in the book, what is a player? Question
Roll me
mark.
a d20.
Oh my god. That is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I think that is the first book Nat 20.
Hey!
Okay.
That is a Nat 20. I am so sorry that is the Nat 20 on what is a player, but at the same time, I love it.
That's beautiful. So, your book, you write what is player, and for a moment, it looks like nothing is going to happen. And then, faster than you can keep up with it, in the book just gets written down player, you are a player, player. This is a player. What is a player? A player is a person. And just like this sort of like changing. So like one time it says it in common. One time it says it in draconic. One time it says it in celestial, that shifting, changing language that you've been seeing. It like is being written down in different languages just super fast. Like the page is essentially, it's staying on the one page, but it's as soon as it gets to the bottom of that page, it goes back and it shifts to the next one. And roll, it like starts over and like deletes what's there and like redoes it sort of thing. Roll me either insight or perception.
That is a 14 on the die.
All right. As it is going, you see in that celestial, the word, so it's like going player, you are a player is a person, just like variants on that. And then one time in the middle of the page as it's going through, it is there for maybe 5 seconds before it's gone. It says, you are almost a player, you have a watcher, you have a villager. And then keeps going and it's gone.
What? That's all. Just what?
Okay, I need to write that down.
But that was in that celestial language.
Then I'm the only one in the party that can read. Yeah, we are writing that down.
Groki can kind of read it.
I can understand it.
Groki can understand. Groki can't read it. Groki can understand it. You're so right.
Yeah, and I also just want to point out, Peebus is now like vaguely not like suspicious, like it's a bad thing, but it's kind of like blowing his mind that Ray and Groki might be players. So like he wants to look, but he's not actively looking like at the book, but he can see that he wrote something down that they wrote something down.
Ray looks over at you. What's a watcher?
I'm gonna have to go ahead. Can I roll to see if Peebus knows what a watcher is? Because Eric sure don't.
Yeah, roll me a history.
Peebus definitely just got himself a nat 20 for a 26.
Dang. Okay, so Peebus, you don't know much. You have heard the term watcher before. Sometime in your past, there might be a book on it somewhere that you read once. But you do have this distinct sort of image in your head that is a humanoid with big, massive wings covered in eyes.
Whoa.
And along with it, there is this like sort of like logo that goes with it that is essentially like, it's like a rectangle almost, except for there is a couple points where it disconnects. So there's like an L, an upside down L, and then two dots in the corner. Where if they were connected, it would make a rectangle, but without it, it's like two L's and dots.
And are the dots like contained within the rectangle, or are they on the lines?
Like the corners of it.
Oh, so where the lines like would connect is like a gap, and there's like dots in them.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. My brain is going so fast right now. I'm just like, what is that? I was thinking of like the Nintendo Switch logo, but I was like, no, not quite.
I was kind of seeing like the interlocked triangles, the North symbol. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Old Lady Johnson's is one of my favorite shows too, so I do go to that symbol a lot.
Okay, I'm going to throw it in the muted chat real quick. It's not an amazing image, but it's what I got.
Don't like that.
Whoa.
You see
Don't
the
like that
two
at
L's in the
all.
dots?
Yes, I do.
That is the image that goes with it in your brain.
Spoopy.
Or here's a better one that shows the symbol, but the first image is what you like. That's the sort of style you would see it in as Peebus, and then the second one is to see what the logo looks like better.
Okay, so like, this is just sort of like flashes for Peebus. Like he's not necessarily like, oh yeah, that look like he just sort of is like sorting through his head, and that just sort of like comes up, and he's like, right.
It's like one of those things. Have you ever had someone like say something and you get like an image that flashes in your brain?
Yeah.
That's the sort of idea.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, so Ray asks, what's a watcher? And Peebus goes, would Peebus tell them about the logo? No, he wouldn't, because he wouldn't really even think of it, because when that sort of thing happens, it's just sort of like, oh yeah, that thing. So Peebus just goes, I'm not really sure. There's, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. I'll poke around. But Peebus is now like completely like sober from his initial entrance, and he's just now pensive because he's remembering like things like Watchers exist, and like Ray and Groki are players, maybe, and like,
Also, are villagers the people that we like trade things with?
Yeah. That's what villages are. These are all villagers, and Peebus like gestures towards.
Okay. Why don't you finish up with these people here? Me, you, and Groki. We need to have a sidebar here as soon as it's convenient. And Ray like closes the book and puts it in the briefcase pointedly.
And Peebus is still just like, drenched in thought. He's just like, yeah, sure. And but as almost like trying to keep like humor as he's like having these revelations.
Oh, hold on. I'm a great old one warlock. We're going to have this conversation right here and now because I'm telepathic and nobody else has to hear it.
Dude!
Well, except then...
Hold on, can you
except
answer
then-
to me or do I have to get... I don't know if you can answer though. Hold on. I haven't really used this yet.
Peebus and Groki wouldn't be able to talk to each other.
No, but if I can... No, I can speak to you, but you can't speak back, so I can't even play messenger. I will say to, in Peebus's head though, yeah, so we need to sidebar soon, because apparently players are people. I'm almost a player. I'm with a watcher and a villager. You can't answer to me in your head. We just need to talk.
Right, yeah, no, I'm not, so not in his head, but Peebus hears that in his head.
No, yeah.
And like.
No, Ray says that in your head. You can't answer back, but we need to talk. Because he hasn't done this to you yet.
I was going to say, wait a minute, this is the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
So I guess Peebus just goes like, huh, and just sort of like looks around like he hears Ray in his head, and he's just like, oh, okay, but this is also not the strangest thing that's happened to him today. So he's just like, all right.
Or the strangest thing Ray has done. Ray died once.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
We'll also send the same thing to Groki. Hey, Groki, weird thing in the book. Apparently players are people. I'm almost a player. I'm with a watcher and a villager. And, oh yeah, I can talk telepathically in people's heads, but you can't talk back. But yeah, we need to sidebar soon.
Groki just gives a thumbs up to Ray.
Nice.
It's like, got it.
All right, here, and I'll like take my headphones off while y'all have this, if that's what you want to do.
No, I meant like that's just Ray telling Groki the same thing I told Peebus, that the three of us need to go off a sidebar, not Peebus.
Oh, okay.
Groki can't talk back. Groki can't talk back either. So like the three of us need to get away from these people so that we can talk about this without them hearing it. Because Ray doesn't want to. Ray doesn't know what they know with this, but Ray knows that it is volatile to these people.
Right. Okay.
Like, this is the stuff you come up with in the middle of a business meeting, but you're like, yo, me and my team need to go have a chat.
Yeah.
And all get on the same page before we let you know about that thing that you don't know about.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
I lean over to Groki and say, You're good with people, hey, we're meeting a lot of new people. You like that. Go with the flow. And cast guidance on them. Because Groki's one of our people talkers, so we're all
Nice.
charisma characters, but Groki doesn't like it when we get thrown out of places. Ray doesn't really care, so Ray's just making sure Groki gets them out.
Groki's gonna turn to Ray.
Nice.
What is it that you're wanting me to do with these people?
There's just new people here, Let's see what happens.
You just want me to go say hi?
I think Peebus knows them. I don't know.
I can go say hi. It looks like Athenia's said hi to everybody.
Yes. So I guess Peebus goes over to Lexi and Hallie and just like, hey, thanks so much for having this meeting, and just like flurry of charms them. Not actually charms them, but just like tries to figure out what's going on here and what we're trying to do. Can I roll a performance check for that?
To do what?
Basically just to like get back on. I feel like I just made a buffoon of myself, so I sort of go. Peebus did, that is, by thinking the whole thing was about him, and so he goes over and just sorts to like tries to get back on Lexley and Hallie's good side, and gets them to like, I don't know, tell them what they're doing here and what's going on in this meeting and whatnot.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could. They don't look upset or anything. Like, they're smiling at you like, Peebus is back. Yay, Peebus is being Peebus,
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, they looked ready to start, but like, you were giving your intro, so they weren't going to interrupt you.
Okay, cool. In that case, then Peebus, I'll hold on to that guidance then.
Yeah, so once you guys have like settled down and that sort of thing, they kind of step forward and they go, well, as you can see, Peebus is back and with friends. And Peebus, do you guys know about the pillagers?
Oh, we've been running into pillagers like a weird amount for the last like day or so.
Oh, yeah, so then you know that they're worse now.
Are they worse? I mean, they've always been, what's the word I'm looking for here? Massive dicks.
I mean, yes. So, like, when the players were leaving, right? The players left. We all got concerned, confused, unsure, and the pillagers decided to take over. Well, they've really been pushing that. They figured out a way to turn more of them into evokers. So that's fun. And they've been gathering more and more villagers, and we don't know why. We've been going out and trying to like save as many people as we could, but we can only do so much to also stay hidden.
Yeah, come to think of it now, when I left originally, I could barely be on the surface. There were so many pillagers.
Yeah.
And they seemed smart. I had to be really crafty and just to stay away from them.
They've gotten a lot smarter. They've figured out, to look in holes, to look in caves, not just look around. They got Bagel and Hazel recently.
Peebus. Ooh. I like Bagel and Hazel. Peebus sort of like looks down and takes a beat and looks back up and says, do you think what happened to us is happening to them too?
Probably. We're just trying to survive down here, so that's why we thought you were dead. Or worse, captured by the pillagers.
Yeah, right. Peebus chuckles and says, man, I thought I was dead for a while.
Hey, who's CI? They need help.
CI. I've never heard of that name. Has anyone here heard the CI? No one speaks up.
Neither does Peebus. And Peebus goes, Ray, what are you doing here?
That was the guy on the communicator. Somebody like CI, when we popped in, CI said help.
Oh yeah, we need to figure out who they are and help them.
Oh yeah. Peebus looks at his communicator.
They haven't said anything since.
Yeah, nope, there's still no new message, but it's still, you can look back and still see that. Help! I've literally been here 3 months. To you, Peebus, the name just looks like gibberish. Like it doesn't. It's that.
Right.
It's that changing.
Right. So yeah, I guess Peebus just like looks over at Ray, like trusting but confused.
Yeah, I asked them where they were. They said they've been here for 3 months. We haven't heard back from them yet. Not one of your people?
Oh, and Peebus turns towards Lexi and Holly and says, does that make any sense to you at all? Do you know somebody named C.I.?
No, we don't. But I'd assume 3 months. That's a long time. I mean, I'd assume it has something to do with the pillagers. They're the ones who seem to run the surface at this point.
Peebus looks at Grokey and Ray, and sort of goes like, "Are we doing this? Like this is what we're doing right now. We're going all in on the CI, you know, like as if to say, you know, he obviously can't like communicate, but he'll like feels like since he has like some trust in the group, he can like put it to the group or whatever. So basically, he just gives them like a look for confirmation. Like, are we doing this?
I mean, it looks like these people need help too. What do you think, Roki? I mean, the last place we helped people?
I mean, I say this place looks in pretty rough shape. I say we help as much as we can. I don't like seeing what was once a beautiful place turn to a place like this. I'd like to see it, if we can, help restore it to its former glory.
Plus, those pillagers were jerks. They shouldn't be in charge.
No, of course not. And yeah, if people are stuck and need help, we absolutely should help them.
Distantly, you just hear Peebus. You would recognize the voice, but distantly you hear, "Lexi, Allie, I found something." And in comes running a young man. Peebus, before you left, this was just a little guy. It was just a little guy, and he was like your little shadow when you were here. This is James, who now looks old enough to be a 2B. And he is dressed in like the garb that adventurers wear, except for like he has like the 2B. There's like different colors, and as a 2B, they get like a duller color so that it's like, you're a 2B, you're not actually full whatever your job is. But he comes running in.
Oh my god, Peebus goes...
Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, please. What happens?
I was going to say, he then sees you and just stops dead in his tracks.
Oh! Peebus, still like... Sort of like, you know, when like an adult, when something serious is happening, and then a little kid runs into the room and like says hi to an adult or whatever, and they have to like go into kid mode, but they're still like concerned, like there's still a weight to them. Peebus goes, James, hi! And I run over to James, and sort of like go in for a hug. But I guess he was so little last time, I don't know if they've ever even hugged before, because baby villagers are a lot smaller than adult villagers. So yeah, I guess he goes in for a hug with James.
James hesitates for a moment, just kind of like trying to figure out if like you're real or not, and then like does that, like, you know, the hug that people do when like they haven't seen each other in years. That he does that just like, you're here, you're back, oh my god, it's you.
Yeah, like in the movies when it's all cool. And
no,
they,
that's exactly, yes.
Walk up all serious and then, whoa.
Yeah, or like the one where it's like, you know, like the kids reunited with their parent and they're just like, oh my god, it's you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the energy that James has.
Airport reunions.
Yes, that's a good one.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's exactly what it is, actually.
Peebus says, you know, sort of as they're hugging and as they're pulling back, and he like looks him up, you know, like when a grandparent says like, let me get a good look at you, you know, so he gets a good look at James and goes, my gosh, are you a 2B now? What are your endeavors? What are you studying?
I'm going to be an adventurer. You left and I wanted to come find you.
Peebus smiles and goes like, just you wanted to come find me. Wow. Well, I bet you would have, but I'm back. It's so good to see you.
You're back. How did you?
Oh, it's a long story. So I jumped into a strange portal. Don't jump into strange portals. I was out there for months before I did, though. And, and he's realizing that, like, he's talking to James as, like, now a Tubi, like, as now basically, like, an intern teenager kind of thing. Like, but he's realizing that, like, this is also that, like, really young child that I used to know. And it's like he's still sort of he's at a weird crossroads between thinking of him as like a very serious person that he can tell sort of hard truths to, but also it's that he hasn't seen him since he was like a little kid. And so he's about to say that, like, you know, pillages are getting worse and there are like other worlds and shit. Like, he just wants to sort of info dump on, you know, ultimately Peebus is an adventurer. So like what he views as, if not now, then at least a future, like, colleague, basically, like an equal. But then he remembers that, you know, he was just this little kid. And so he says, yeah, things are strange up there. And he thinks, and he starts to think about, like, if he wants to tell him anything. And he just shakes his head and just goes, well, I'm still here. Whatever's up there, it's still not too much for old Peebus, huh? And he, like, gives him a little
currently
playful
there are
tap.
pillagers up there. I just came from up there.
You came from up there?
Yeah.
How?
We still have our spots that are still secret. I'm small enough to hide pretty well, so
When did they start letting you go up there?
It's been about, like, a month now. I have to be really careful, though, obviously. But, yeah, no, I came back because he turns actually to Lexi and Hallie. And at the same time, Harley and Emmy also walk up. They're the head adventurers. You know, they were the equivalent of your bosses, although that's not really, like, how heads of groups were treated. They weren't treated as bosses. It was just kind of like they were supposed to, like, be told everything as well. And so he kind of turns to the four of them and gets a little bit more serious, and he goes, yeah, there was just, I waited till the party left, but a raid party was passing by, and they were talking about, there's a group of villagers that escaped one of the big mansions, one of theirs. They didn't say where. They said something about hands. I don't know what the hands are, but they said somewhere near the hands, whatever mansion that is.
The hands. Oh. And so sorry, this is Harley or Emmy speaking?
That was James letting Harley and Emmy, Lexi and Hallie know.
Oh, damn. James is fucking finding info. Good for James. And to clarify, James was saying that one of the players left one of the woodland mansions, was like in...
So what he said was that some of the villagers escaped their mansion.
Oh, like the mansion that the villagers... Theirs, okay.
If you don't know what it means, ask about it.
Yeah, I guess that's I guess that's right. This is D&D. I'm not just listening to a story. Peebus goes, now sort of clicking into, like, oh, James is like a serious adventurer. Turns to James and goes, their mansion? Whose mansion?
The pillagers, they started building their own, like players did.
The pillagers started building their own mansion.
Yeah, like they have like the ones that they always had, but they started building bigger ones.
And you said 2 players escaped?
What they were saying was that villagers escaped one of them.
Oh, villagers escaped.
We found out that they've been, like, holding villagers, some in outposts, some in their normal mansions, but the big mansions are the ultimate goal. That's where they ultimately take them.
And Peebus goes, where is this?
I don't know. Harley kind of like goes, so we've only seen one, but we've heard rumors of others. There's one near one of the old player bases. I guess it was the group of player bases. They were like, oh, what did they call themselves? Like the Crumpies?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And you said...
That's where one of them is, but we suspect that there's more other places.
Okay. And I turn to Ray, and now, like, you know, what... Well, actually, Ray wanted to talk.
Do you
first.
guys have a map? If you look to Ray after that conversation, Ray's like, do you guys have a map? And, like, reaches to pull out the book again. Like,
nice. If
we need to find things, I might be able to help.
I mean, if you can help, we only have small maps. We don't...
Basically, I need a map of the area so that I can give the book something to work with before I ask it a question.
Okay, well, we have one of this area upstairs. We don't have one down here.
Awesome. If you guys can describe to me, James, describe to me, like, help me draw a map of where you went, and then I can ask it where these pillager mansions are, and it might not work, but maybe we'll get something.
I mean, I was just upstairs. I didn't go far. I'm not allowed to go far yet.
No, for sure. Let's go. I'm just saying, all the input you can give me will maybe help us get a better answer if this is useful to you. I'm just trying to help.
Okay. And James will kind of look to the head adventurers and the other heads and just kind of be like, can I go? And Lexi will grab her sword and just kind of go, all right, I'm coming with you. We can, just a small group, just the three of us. You, points to business, right? Me, James. We want to keep it small. We'll go to the map. We'll get whatever you need, and we'll come back down. Yeah?
All right.
Wait, did they not point to Groki?
Nope. Not to Peebus either.
Oh!
No, I'm going off with your friends.
All right. I mean, at this point, I'm like, I trust these people with a lot, and I trust Ray, so I guess Peebus is cool with it.
All right. Then the three will head upstairs. Yeah, there is. You guys can go back up the long stairs. James will lead you carefully up a small little mountain and into a building at the top, where there is just like this map of the area. You can see like a circle with like a tree that you could spot distantly. You can see where the treehouse that you saw when you first walked in is. You just see like different areas on the map. It is a great place to start.
I start sketching it all out in the book, and I start asking James, so have you been past here? Can you, help me draw the map? Like, any information you give me?
Well, they were talking about hands, and like a big mansion near a set of hands. It's probably near a village from what we know, and he'll kind of like glance at Hallie. From what we know, like they try and set up near villages because that's where they'll get their first villagers from. So that's all I got.
Okay, I sketch out everything on the map, and if they've got no other topographical information for Ray will write, where are the hands? Where are the pillager mansions?
Amazing. Roll me a d20.
That is a, remember how we got the first nat 20 on the book?
Yeah, is this the second nat 20?
No, this is the first nat 1.
Oh.
A little different.
This one would have been so good.
You start sketching, and it disappears.
I told you guys it might not work. I'm sorry. I can try again tomorrow, maybe. I don't know how this thing works.
There's also another consequence that's going to come with that nat one. I'm going to DM you because Business Ray doesn't know, and I think it would be more fun to find out in the moment.
Oh. Not the healthcare. Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
Love it.
Amazing. And once you do your map, Hallie will kind of rush you guys back downstairs. And you guys are back with the group. Peebus and Groki, is there anything, they were probably gone for like 20 minutes. Is there anything, 20 to 30, is there anything that you guys want to do while that trio went upstairs?
I think Groki is just going to take some time to get to know some of the people here in this meeting, just sort of like chatting up everybody and being friendly, trying to make sure to build those connections so we don't get kicked out.
Cool. So, Groki, you end up meeting Kyle and Steve. Kyle and Steve are dressed in sort of these like long jackets. They have glasses on. Each of them is carrying a book. And they actually end up coming up to you to chat with you because they're interested in like how you fit everything in your goo. So you have a nice conversation with them.
I'm sure I like show off, like take things out of my goo and put them back in, just like give like a nice little presentation of how I do it.
Wonderful. Yeah, they explain to you that they are, they call themselves resources. That's like their like title. They're the head resources. And they show in their book like how they're keeping track of like all of the things that they have and that sort of thing. And they're always looking for more efficient ways to store things and gather items and that sort of thing. So you have a nice, wonderful conversation with them.
Nice. Incredible.
Peebus, was there anything you wanted to do?
So Peebus is just sort of like, he's just sort of glad-handing, shaking everybody's hands, but seeing James, now grown up, it sort of threw him for a loop and made him realize sort of how much time has passed and that he's left his village, like, just, not alone. I mean, they have each other, but without him this whole time. So he's still very much focused on, like, he's sort of been kicked into, like, game time mode, so his head's in the game, but he's still, going around saying hi to everybody, but very much thinking about what's going on upstairs.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. So Business Ray, you get back down with James and Hallie. There was no incident, and you guys are back with the group.
Sorry guys, I got nothing. Pages went blank.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Peebus looks over disappointed, but still like, okay, what do we do now kind of mindset. I guess Peebus turns to Harley and Emmy, and now James, and just says, well, all right, I guess let's put a team together, and try to go find them. James, did you say something about the hands?
Yeah, they were talking about the mansion near the hands.
I think I remember where that's Aelin.
Aelin was here?
Actually, yeah, because there was another Aelin in the other. Would Peebus know that was Aelin's based in Questcraft 1 world?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess he would.
It probably, like, genuinely, I didn't say anything during the first world because it probably wouldn't have clicked.
Yeah, I guess he would have just been like, oh, we're on it. Yeah, I guess that's true. So Peebus goes, yeah, that's Aelin's. I think I remember they were working on a huge build up there. They've been up there for a long time. I mean, at least the last time I saw them, they were up there. I mean, he assumes that they're gone because everybody's gone. But
well, we know where they're in the hub world. We saw them before we left.
And then Peebus goes, oh yeah, what? And like he just sort of like short circuits for a second and then like adds it to the pile of random shit he doesn't understand anymore. He's just like his entire worldview has just been shattering daily. So he's just like, oh yeah, they were.
Wait, you met one of the players?
Yeah, Aelin. Now that I'm sorry, Aelin.
We found it. They gave us some stuff. If they got stuff here that's in trouble, we should go check it out.
Well, praise basket.
Praise basket, and I laugh incredulously. And he goes, but Aelin was working on a base here. It was one of the biggest bases I've ever seen, biggest projects I've ever seen, and it had two big hands in it, sort of moving towards each other. Were those the hands you saw? It was above the ocean. It would have been like a big hole in the ocean.
I didn't see it. They were just talking about it, so I don't...
Right.
I mean, that might be a good place to start.
I know where that is. Okay. And he turns to Hallie and Emmy and goes, I'm putting a team together. It consists of Ray and Groki and whoever else wants to come. And Peebus is very aware that he just made decisions for Groki and Ray, but he's also he's confident that they're all, that comes from confidence that they're all on the same page and they're a motherfucking team now.
Oh yeah, Groki's got your back. Groki knows this is your world and is down to follow your lead in protecting it.
Oh my god, this is getting the team together montage. And he says that to Harley and Emmy with this air of I'm going, we're going. If any of you, if you're willing to lend any of the adventurers or if anybody else wants to go, they can come, but we're going. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. So Harley and Emmy look at each other and then Lexi and Hallie and just go, before turning back to you and go, we need to have a meeting of the heads before we do anything. I don't know how many people we could spare, but also 3 against all the pillagers.
Yeah, that is true.
we need to have a council meeting.
And Peebus sort of goes, okay, how long do you think that'll take?
We can get it started right now. And Lexi and Hallie will just kind of turn to everyone and go, all right, council meeting. Let's set up for a council meeting. We got to discuss stuff. And everybody will start to move and pull tables and chairs out from around the edge of the room, out of a spare room. And there will be a table at the front of the room near the reception desk where 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 chairs will be placed. And you watch as Lexi and Hallie go sit down, Jade and Jess, Hip and Pip, Harley and Emmy, Kyle and Steve, they all go sit at the head table, and everybody else in the room sits down in the chairs around the room. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Ooh, decisions being made.
Decisions being made.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're at 58 minutes. That went by really fast.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I feel like Peebus is, I don't know. Peebus is sort of, I think his mind was wandering for a very long time as he was literally wandering because that was sort of what he was doing. He was just wandering and gathering information. Now that he's back, I'm really excited to see him go oh shit, I care about this. And, and I don't know. I feel like I'm meeting the character. It's nice.
It's really cool. Yeah. I love this little guy. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 26 of Adventurous MP. You'll see these guys in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Adventurous MP. I'm so happy that you listened. If you would like to let us know what you thought of this episode on our socials, you can find us at Adventure SMP Pod over on Twitter and on Instagram. I need to get better about using both of those. We're going to work on it. If you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/AdventureSMP podcast. And you can join us as low as the $2 tier to gain access to Discord and character sheets, or as high as the $15 tier for our server gods, which get thanks at the end of the episode. Speaking of which, thank you to Marissa, Mary, Gunn, and Fell. Your support means the world, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye!